I really wish that song would play like over the screen so we can like dance to it. Wow.
That would be fun. Maybe we can just like play it over like on the speaker
on the phone.
On the phone,
Like,
yeah. Like a soundboard.
yeah. Well, hello.
Hi.
Hi. I didn't see you there. How are you doing?
Oh.
Welcome
Hi.
to the
WandaVision
Preshow. Yeah. So we normally do an after show here, but it is approximately 10. Oh no, not 10. No. 8 hours away until WandaVision season/series finale. So this episode of the podcast is to kind of discuss what is going to happen, what our final predictions are before the show.
Before we're wrong. I'm kidding.
Before we're wrong. This is actually technically the first episode of season 3. So welcome to the show. If you're new, if you like Star Wars content, we'll be back on Monday for more of that. But and if anybody listening on the podcast wants to, jump in and say what your theories are, you can reach me on Instagram or on Twitter, or you can also reach out to Chris here, and these are our links below where you can find us and befriend us and talk a bunch of nerd stuff. So basically we don't have anything planned. We're just going to kind of wing it and have fun. Some things that I was thinking we would talk about are, what are some unanswered questions that we either need or think will be answered in this season finale. And I guess we can also talk about what we think is going to happen, who the cameo might be, because I don't think the cameo has happened yet. And just really, just anything.
Right.
Anything that's going on. But first, I think we should do like our reaction to what has unfolded so far. So like a kind of a review on the episodes prior to this finale. And then tomorrow we'll come back and give a full review and probably like a rating of the show.
Oh.
So what is like your thoughts on everything that has come already? And yeah, just general thoughts on the show in general for you.
I mean, honestly, I love what we've seen of the show so far. I haven't been really too disappointed, except for like that whole like space engineer thing.
Remind me later. I have something to say about that.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So honestly, aside from that, I just been really constantly impressed with what they were able to do and how it not only ties in with the MCU as a whole, but gives a new meaning as well, more insight into the characters. I love Wanda and Vision, and I love the style of this show and how it just plays into so many different genres. And just also, I mean, I'm a girl who likes to escape through television and media and movies and all that. So like, I feel a little bit both seen and attacked by this, and I'm not really that mad. I mean, I get to watch the show with my favorite man, so
that is
I mean,
nice.
Yeah, I think I really enjoy it, and I feel like it's bringing so many cool new concepts into the MCU as a whole. And we can get more into it later because I'm just kind of rambling now. So, on to you.
Okay. Well, I think that the show so far has been kind of hit and miss for me. I think the first 4 episodes were fantastic. I don't remember exactly what happened per episode, but the first 4 I remember I was totally loving it and on board with it. I love the mixing of tones. I love the genre bending. And of course, it's just nice to see something new in over a year since this, I'll get my video striked if I say the P word, but this plague that has hit us. I'll say.
The panini?
Yeah, the panini. the Roni panini. Okay.
The panorama.
The panorama. But I think
the penguin that we are currently in.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, the show is great. It's for me, it's nothing that I'm head over heels for, but I do really enjoy every every episode, but those first 4 were my favorite. And I think my overall review that we do tomorrow is going to hang very heavily on the side of those first 4 episodes and this finale. However they decide to put a bow on it. Because the middle episodes for me were kind of just okay. It's fun to watch, of course, and to watch with you. But it didn't do anything else for me. And I think the best way to put that is actually, I don't have any other way to put that, but I will say one thing that I just did start watching, and we started watching, is Cobra Kai. It has nothing to do with this, but I think that's going to be another one of my top favorite shows, I think. Anyway, but yeah, you mentioned something about the aerospace engineer, and there's some pundits out there who are saying, it's the audience's fault that the expectations weren't met. Yeah, I partially agree with that.
Right,
but
it got blown out of proportion for sure.
But those same people also say the show did nothing to tease or hype up that character, and I disagree with that.
Yeah, it was 1000% vague on purpose, I think, because it was like, oh, I know someone. They should have been like, oh, I'll get someone on it, more than like wink wink nudge nudge.
So here's why I think that was supposed to be, should have been important, because the first time she mentioned this aerospace engineer was in episode like 4 or 5. I can't remember which one. But it was, she said, I know someone who can help us. And then she walked off screen. But right before she said that, it was like referencing Captain Marvel. And it's like, no, I got someone else. So it's like, what can be better than Captain Marvel? Yeah. And so they set it up with, I know Captain Marvel, and she was kind of like, ugh, Captain Marvel. So there's already something there. Right. There's something established that something's not right with her relationship with Carol. Thank you. I forgot her name. Carol what? Danvers. Veers. Yeah, that's right. So there's something up with that relationship. And then she was like, there's someone I know who can help us besides Captain Marvel. Yeah. And so that tells us, okay, there's something more important than Carol out there. And I can't wait to see who it is. And she went to her phone and she just walked away. I think that is telling us there's going to be a surprise coming, because it's the same exact thing with Carol Danvers. There's something going on between her and Monica. Probably it has something to do with her mom in the hospital and she didn't visit or something. But that also needs to be addressed too. If they walked over that later in like Captain Marvel 2 and didn't address it, I would have a problem with that too. So it's the same. So I think she will be in it. Yeah, tackle it for sure. Like what happened. Yeah, but I was saying like more if they address it off camera, and then when it comes back on screen, it's like months later and they've already fixed their issues, and they just say what happened with their relationship in like passing dialogue. Like, remember when we fought over my mom dying or whatever, and you didn't visit? Yeah, that was bad. I'm glad we're cool now. Like that kind of thing. I don't think so either. But the reason Marvel would not give up that drama, right? Especially now. I still have hope that there is an aerospace engineer out there. I think like the person that we saw is probably an intermediary person. Yeah, because she was given no name. I mean, she was like, I think very like in passing, but not like giving any part. She was there for like 2 seconds before Monica just didn't even need what they brought. Yeah. And just like, yeah, I'm gonna go in by myself. And the filmmaking leading up to that scene, the camera shots, the placement, the tone, the pacing of that scene where that woman was revealed was teasing that it was going to be someone else. So it was intentional, and I don't think it's the audience's fault. If I'm one of the shows I watch every day, this guy was telling people that they're idiots if they think that it's Marvel's fault, and that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I think like, yes, some things have been overhyped. Like Mephisto, if he's not in this, that's our fault. Yeah, because that was like, never mentioned. This Mephisto, that's Mephisto, and I'm like, I'm part of the problem. I will admit. And I'm part of the problem too. But like, as far as like, it was drug on for so long. Mephisto has not been mentioned at all, so it's not been drug out. Right. So, but like with this thing, I feel like there's something more to it, and I just don't want people to feel hurt if like people out there saying, "Oh, you overhyped it." Like maybe we did, but
I mean,
like
it was
wasn't
both
that
things,
bad.
definitely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
Speaking of the Mephisto thing, it's like the TikTok that I sent you where it's like, I would like, hi, welcome everyone. I would like to just let everyone know that I am not the Antichrist. It's like Pietro trying to be like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not the devil, like stop. I do want them to, I mean, I'm sure they will. They have to like show what happened with Monica and Pietro when he
Oops.
oh
Sorry about that.
whoops, when like he like just took her and said, hey, you snooping, you
Snoop is gonna
snitching.
snoop.
Yeah, and I'm like, I kind of wonder what's gonna happen next with that. I do think that maybe he will break free of his like mind control because he didn't have
So you think he's a real person?
I hope so, because Agnes can't create someone out of nowhere.
Right.
And I don't know if she has transfiguration magic to make someone look like Pietro unless she hand dyed his hair. He's like, hey, I'm just going to run over to Sally's, get some bleach. You're going to be platinum blonde now, baby. Like, I don't think so. But it would be very interesting to like see what his deal was. Because
Yeah.
I would really, really still want him to be like, I mean, with the whole Nexus thing with Wanda, like it has to mean something. And I guess even if there's another explanation, I just want an explanation for that. And also in that scene, like
It will. I think all those commercials are very important.
definitely. And the thing is, like when Monica looked into the basement, she had like the blue light in her eyes. That's like the same color as Agatha's magic.
Yeah.
But Pietro didn't have any. He didn't have anything in his eyes or anything controlling him. So
Interesting.
either every evil string that she was pulling are like fully invisible, or he's back in free. Sorry.
I had strings, but now
oh my
I'm
god.
free.
Speaking of Ultron. But nah, I think Ultron is okay. Actually, that might play into this next episode because Ultron hasn't really appeared or anything. Maybe
Right.
just like a little bit of voice. But Ultron is technically still part of Vision in some capacity. So
yeah, they're the same.
Like maybe this is the episode where that will come in into play for sure. So I'm really excited to see just and like the double vision thing. I'm so scared. Like I can already kind of see it. And it's like real Vision's gonna vanish and she's gonna have to like kill fake Vision. Well, fake real Vision. Like White Vision or something, or maybe she can turn him like I said last week. But I'm just trying to be really hopeful because like I don't want my heart broken again.
Right.
But at the same time, like I can't just imagine everything will just go happily anyway. But you know, just call Stephen Strange. Just
yeah, and we'll talk more about what we think is going to happen in the show. And I see your questions coming in. I'm going to get to that in 1 second. But going back to what I was mentioning earlier on my overall review and talking about, you know, the expectations that have been set up and that may or may not even be executed in our liking. The director of this show, Matt Shackman, has actually come out and said something about this, and I'm sure you guys have heard it, but I want to point it out here. So I'm going to share the screen, and there we go. Okay, let me get rid of this little border here because that's a little, it's a little loud, don't you think? There we go. There you are. Okay, so check this out. WandaVision director on why he thinks some fans will be disappointed by the finale.
Just overhyping and like thinking certain things have to appear, I guess.
Right. So here's a quote here. I hope that they feel like the journey was satisfying for them. I know there are so many theories out there. There will be a lot of people who will no doubt be disappointed by one theory or another. But we're always telling this story about Wanda dealing with grief and learning how to accept that loss. And hopefully people will find that the finale is surprising, but also satisfying, and that it feels inevitable because it's the same story that we've been watching the whole time. Now, why I think this is important, a really interesting quote, is because he mentions in there, you know, I don't think people are focused on the actual story we're trying to tell, which is Wanda
like
settling with this grief, all this stuff. and we're trying to find the next big thing, the next movie clue, and like all these Easter
Right.
eggs. And
Which is what we're normally made to think with Marvel movies. We
Right.
still like enjoy the plot and everything, but it's about how it will set up what's next.
yeah,
So it kind of just would be a disservice to a show like this, where it's like more about the character's journey and how everything that they're going through is reflected through the visuals
yeah, yeah,
and the plot.
yeah. I totally get what he's saying, and it's an understandable fear to have, because
yeah.
I sometimes I forget, the story we're listening to, because we're so used to Marvel movies. This is
Right.
this is the guinea pig for Marvel TV shows, and
Mhm.
we were told it was going to be different, and we
Well, we
I think we
still
said
expect the
last
same
week.
thing.
Yeah, I think we said last week, put your expectations really low, so you're always like happy,
Mhm.
or always, ready for what's
Like,
coming.
right.
So you mentioned Doctor Strange, and so did Kendrick Lee in the
Hello,
chat. Do you think
Kendrick.
Doctor Strange is going to show up? I'll let you take this one first.
Oh, I mean, I think it could really go either way. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch obviously has experience in TV, and he is fully in Marvel contract. I think
He was Sherlock, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's right.
We Don't Speak of season 3 and 2
Oh.
and 1. I'm kidding, just 3.
Oh.
It's good. It's a lot. It's just, Doctor Strange and Bilbo Baggins just like traveling,
Okay.
solving crimes.
I've never seen it.
It's very British.
Oh.
We say as we're drinking tea. No, I used to be like a big fan. I haven't seen it in like a long time, so I don't really know. But taking that into consideration, I wouldn't put it off the table. I do think that he will appear to some capacity, even if it is just an end credits sequence, kind of like when we saw White Vision, and he'll be like, "Hey, yo, Wanda, what's up with this?" I'm kidding.
Did you hear someone said that they thought the rabbit was Doctor Strange?
I didn't hear that. Normally, the bunny thing is more like he's Mephisto or the devil to some capacity because of the Scratchy with the old Scratch thing, or Nicholas Scratch.
Yeah.
Like with those, or Agatha's son, Nicholas Scratch, which is funny because like everyone just uses that same name because like one of the characters in like Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is Nicholas Scratch, and he's like the dark witch boy who's like, I don't know. I stopped watching.
I don't think Doctor Strange is going to show up,
Yeah,
personally.
it's very like
I honestly, I wouldn't even expect any other Avenger to show up.
Even though
That's
it is
where
Avengers level threat.
that's
It's like there's another Vision
Yeah.
running amok with like no empathy chip in him.
But
We
I
need
th-
hero.
I think that's where I am now. I don't expect anything else, any other Avenger to show up. If anything, I think we'll see Ultron possibly, or I think the most likely could be like Falcon or Bucky.
Oh yeah, to like tie into the next show.
Yeah, I think these will have something to do with the movies, but they're going to really still be separated from the theatrical experience, because I do believe this will tie in directly to Falcon. I have no idea how, but
right. It's more like maybe they can take place like a similar time periods, and things that will happen there will affect what's going on in certain other shows, but it's not like they would be bleeding into each other. It'd be more like, oh, hey, there was some weird thing happening in New Jersey. And like, I don't know, like definitely there will be like references or something, but I don't think it will be like Falcon is gonna dismantle Westview or something. Like, I don't think so.
Yeah. Welcome. I don't think I've seen Emily Keller in here before.
How's it going?
Welcome to the show. She also thinks Doctor Strange will show up.
It'd be pretty cool, to be honest. I think it could go either way with that for sure. Like, it would make sense, but also I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, if that makes sense. Like, I know that's kind of like just playing both sides, but like you never know.
Kendrick says, I gotta disagree. If they're gonna put War Machine and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think they put Doctor Strange in here.
Wait,
oh, that's right.
War
Machine is gonna be in Falcon.
Oh.
That's right.
Okay, cool.
Good thing to point out.
Doctor Strange. Don Cheadle's a great TV actor.
What? It was like Wikipedia or something that said Scarlet Witch is gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
Yeah,
That
it
was a
something
while
like
ago.
that. It was a
said.
while back. Because definitely, like, WandaVision will affect Doctor Strange, but I don't know how it will be the other way around. It could go either way. That's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean both are gonna be true, but like, it definitely could be though.
Yeah.
I know I kind of said it as a joke, but now I kind of want it to happen for it to be Big Hero 6.
I would love it. I mean,
oh my god, Baymax can give Wanda therapy.
That'd be so funny.
He's like, when you lose someone, you can have contact with loved ones.
Are you satisfied with your care?
He's like, here, have a lollipop. She just like turns it into like vodka.
That'd be so funny. I see a lot of new people joining us. Welcome to the show. We're going to be back here after tomorrow, after the WandaVision after show. We'll talk about everything that happened in the finale. If you're new, please consider subscribing. We do Star Wars and Marvel on this channel, and the podcast is on Spotify and Apple, everywhere you can find podcasts, so you can check that out there.
Twitch, I think, right?
Yes, we are currently on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. So thanks for joining us today, and send in any theories you have here below.
It would be very poggers of you.
I would like to kind of jump into the questions that I had about, or the things I wanted to talk about as far as like unanswered questions.
Before that, sorry, Kendrick Lee said that Feige says it ties directly, and she'll be in Doctor Strange 2 for sure.
Oh, Feige said that. Okay. Well, then it's official.
The Feigs.
The Feigs. By the way, thank you, Kendrick, for sending in your thoughts. Really appreciate it. Okay, so I wanted to move into kind of any unanswered questions that we would like to see fulfilled in the finale. So if you guys have any unanswered questions that you want to see be cleared up, put it in the chat and we'll talk about those. For me, I want to know if her kids are real.
Right.
If Wanda's kids are real. It's weird because they're born inside the hex, so that would make you assume that they're not real. Right. But she conceived them. Right. So it's like, okay, that's a little different.
Make out of her body.
Wait, what?
Like they're partly not only a manifestation of her powers, but also since they came out of her, maybe she like transmuted like parts of her body for that. Like what if like that's one of like her kidneys or something?
Oh my god.
Wait, what's the one that you can like donate?
Huh?
What's the one that you have multiples on? Is that
you can donate a kidney?
Yeah, what if it's a kidney? Kidney. Sorry.
One's a kid, the other one's a knee.
But I mean, maybe
that's an interesting
it could be
idea.
I mean, that would be weird and kind of gross, I guess. But like,
I mean, that's a good idea because that she obviously is just filled with this magic, and the theory is that she's
powerful enough she can just make them up, probably.
Yeah, you know what I forgot to tell you last week after that episode was I got heavy Avatar vibes from
you mentioned that.
From I did?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's like she's like the airbender or the Avatar, and
well, she's the reality bender.
The Scarlet Witch. Yeah. And just it's like it passes down every generation or something like that.
She is, oh my god,
the chosen one.
The chosen one. She's I was gonna say Hokage. I meant Supreme.
The what?
And American Horror Story, you have like the witches, but you have like the Supreme, which is like the main. She's a bad witch. Now she's that witch.
She's that witch. So what do you guys think? Do you think the kids? Do you guys think the kids are real? Do you think
president?
Do you think they're made from a kidney? Put it in the comments below.
I'm just spitballing here, but like that'd be kind of funny. If like Agnes like, oh, it's your kid, more like your kidney.
Watch that happens, and like she called it.
Enough of an asshole that she would tell her that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, I hope they're real because like I want to see Wiccan and Speed. I think. I keep forgetting like Billy's.
I have no idea.
No, Tommy's like superhero name, but like I just because I want to see like the Young Avengers thing going, which I know is what they're building toward. I want to see like Wiccan and Hulkling, and I want to see like all the
and cool, I love this picture
characters that like Speed goes like around with, and like it's just so cool to like see them grow.
Yeah,
you know?
The next question, the next like unanswered question I wanted to talk about I missaid it earlier. I said
Mhm.
Angus, but Agnes. I thought that was funny.
Mhm.
But is Agnes going to end up becoming the villain of the series, or will she be an ally to Scarlet Witch? Because
Do it could be because I mean Hayward is like the main villain along with Agatha.
so I heard
So
something interesting about Hayward though.
yeah. What? I heard
Someone was
something else, but
saying
like
that if don't think about how much of a dick he is right now.
I can't.
Look at it as from like a real world perspective.
Yeah.
Hayward, director Hayward, is yes, he's an asshole, but he's doing all the protocol the correct way.
Is he though?
So in a way, well, I mean, besides like faking the footage, but
Yeah.
he's doing right by like his job standards.
Mhm.
But in this story, technically, Wanda is the villain.
Well, to him,
Right.
he's trying to paint her. It's like most villains think that they're the hero. I mean, Thanos was like okay with like sacrificing the world, but he's like, oh, it's what needs to be done. It's better for the other half of the people.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very that, except like this guy is fully on like, I don't really care. I'm just gonna be shady and like fake this footage and tell them like trying to pit everyone against Wanda when Wanda's just going through like the biggest like loss.
But I think he'll still be the director of Sword
Yeah.
after this show. I don't think I think
want
he'll be
Monica
back.
to be, or Nick Fury to take over. Because the thing is, Nick Fury is already working with Sword, and
What does he
whole,
like cover space and he covers the ground? Is that how
the
that
thing
works?
is like Sword is about space, so I guess it's just like the Earth base, and Nick Fury's like out on the field in space. I don't know.
I
The
don't
thing
know.
is,
It's so confusing.
the whole thing, like I didn't with the whole like Sword thing with Hayward being like super shady. I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about like Nick Fury being like pulled into this whole thing. I feel like he wouldn't know. It's kind of like the whole Hydra thing where like with Shield, it just got infiltrated. And
Yeah.
for the longest time, like most people didn't know, even though it was like at the higher level, it was like super corrupt.
Yeah.
And like full of like, you know, Hydra people.
That's one thing I don't want to see repeat in the MCU
Right.
is just another Hydra situation.
I feel like it's not going to be like that much like it, but I feel like at the same time, it will be like, hey, you're being corrupt. Not like Hydra level, like full on like genocidal, but like you're being that is not what this is meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because yes, like the thing is, why is Sword the one brought in for something that's fully Earth based? Is it because they didn't know that it was magic and they're like, oh, maybe it's aliens?
Yeah, that is interesting.
I just feel like Hayward directly did this because he wanted Vision.
Yeah. Wanted that weapon.
Yeah, and he wanted like Scarlet Witch to fully have a breakdown so he could like feast on your magic as well.
So speaking of Vision, how does Vision die? Which Vision dies? Do they both die?
It's gonna be both, and I don't want it.
I think there's a possibility that White Vision will escape, like off world. Like he'll like dip out, peace, like fly away.
If he just went full Dr. Manhattan, I kind of wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, I think the Vision inside the Hex is obviously gonna die, and Wanda's gonna have to say goodbye again. Yeah, and
but it'll be like her letting go and be like, okay, I can live without you because you're inside here and not like out here, kind of thing.
That's the last scene. I'm calling it. I think that's gonna be the last scene. That's one thing you mentioned last week, but I
will clap like if it's the I'm kidding.
That's one thing that you mentioned last week that I didn't mention, but I think that line from last week's episode has kind of been stuck with everybody. The
what is grief if not love persevering? Such a good line. It like makes me.
It's a great line. It's a great line, and I think that episode, that whole episode, was great. While some people were saying it was slow, filler, blah blah blah.
What?
That's what we should expect for this episode.
Yeah,
that's pacing, that tone. It's a tragedy. So I think I don't think we should expect a big battle. and
right. I mean, I think they're gonna do like this is
explosions,
our home
dinosaurs.
thing, but like at the same time, like this whole show is a therapy session, and you guys should have known by now.
Yeah. It's just so interesting that the director said, I expect many people to be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And that, is he talking about Marvel fans? Is he talking about which theories is he talking about when he says they'll be let down? Is it like the ones from the House of M comics? Is it the one about Mephisto?
I don't
Is it
think it would be the House of M comics fans. I feel like this is already very like inspired by it, and the Vision comics as well.
Okay, you know how people were saying she's gonna be like no more mutants at the end of this, or say something
or
like
more,
that?
No, more mutants.
You're right, right. She's gonna say no more Vision. What if that's what she says? That's perfect. It lines up perfectly with that. That would be very powerful too.
Wait, what was I gonna say before that? What was I saying?
About Vision.
Oh, I think that it's what he refers to, like the people he expects to be disappointed, isn't like people who know the character of Scarlet Witch and they want like a certain storyline or like the Vision. It would be mostly people wanting it to be like another Endgame or another Infinity War, just be like action packed, big, have crazy cameos, huge cast, stuff like that. I feel like it's gonna be much more grounded and just be like a snap back to reality for Wanda.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like the main thing. Like maybe she can keep her kids, but like she can't really just keep resuscitating people.
What if this is not going to happen? But what if it's like a thing where like her power is only capable of keeping one of the kids, and she's got to pick which one she wants?
Sophie's choice of Marvel. I can't.
If you were in that position, who would you pick, Wiccan or Speed? I would pick Speed because he could do errands for me really fast.
Oh, Wiccan can just be like.
Oh yeah, probably Wiccan then.
Yeah.
Sorry, Speed.
They're both great though. It just she like merges them. It's like Speed.
Spickin'.
Weed.
Weed.
Don't demonetize us, YouTube.
No, well, you know what's
eyes, you know, like WIID, like we sports.
You know what's funny about that? You said don't demonetize YouTube. Mm-hmm. What's funny is you can say it.
We're not
you
monetized.
You can say weed, and you can smoke weed on
you can't
YouTube.
Show like a bong.
Right? I don't know about that, but you can like smoke a joint on YouTube, and
really?
they're okay with it. But Facebook will take you down. Isn't that weird? It's like, yeah, full of moms. That's very accurate. Okay, one more question.
And
unanswered question.
Can't do it on Twitch because it's full of kids.
Yeah.
Well, it's targeted at everyone.
Twitch is really strict. I'm not familiar with their rules though.
Yeah,
but...
you can't even have boobs. I'm kidding. You can, but you can have them out.
Oh, well, yeah.
What?
So as far as my last big unanswered question that I want to see kind of resolved here is there a big cameo coming? People.
What if it's like the last like split second? Is like
it probably will be.
Oh my god! What if it's like John Krasinski and they caught him up? Hi, and then just like, please stand by. And it turns out he's just a guy from Jimmy Woo's office. It'd be so funny. That's not gonna happen at all. I kind of want it, if there is a cameo, to just be like a random person. What if the aerospace engineer was played by like a random huge actor, but they're just like a random engineer, and they're like, hey,
Keanu Reeves.
Oh my god.
Keanu Reeves needs to be in a Marvel film. I think I'm gonna make a video about that.
Should. I mean, wouldn't they like eyeing him? Oh, because now they're looking at Henry Cavill, but I think they were like looking at him for like Adam Warlock or something.
Yeah, well, Kevin Feige said he had a meeting with him.
Yeah.
He said they had dinner
or,
like 3 times.
Villain, wasn't it as well?
Huh?
Like, wasn't he also like eyed for a villain as well? Well, like a fuller villain.
Sure. I'm not sure.
I don't remember. But yes, please, Keanu, you're doing everything, so please give us more.
I think I'm prepared for no cameo, but
right.
I think there should be.
It would be really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we already had like to be fair, they have given us the fan service already. I think. Like, we got Wiccan and Speed. We got Evan Peters as Quicksilver. We got Quicksilver back in general.
Yeah.
We got Agatha Harkness, which was something that the fans were like of the comics were going like nuts about. Like, so far, like, we're also getting Photon Monica. Like, it's pretty cool.
So if
and Scarlet Witch as a Scarlet Witch, I wonder what her outfit's gonna be like now, because it's probably not gonna be like the corset pants that she had.
If they do a cameo, if they do a big cameo, it's either going to be, if it's during the show, it'll be someone we already know.
Right.
That's been in the MCU. If it's someone we don't know, it's going to be a post-credit scene.
Right.
And it's going to be like a quick tease.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be Al Pacino sipping Dunkin' Donuts and like, you know, playing with chess or something. I don't know. There was one other question. Okay, the Quicksilver. Is Quicksilver from the X-Men universe? Is that character from the X-Men universe?
Who is he? Like, is he just a random guy in Westview who just happened to be like the dude type?
Yeah, I still think that has nothing to do with the show. That character.
Right. So
his
was
appearance.
He brought like from nowhere? Like, what do you think is his like origin?
I just think Agnes
Or,
just
like,
kind of went
literal.
like, let me fix the face a little bit.
Give him
I
a
don't know.
makeover. That'd be so funny if they did like a special like snippets or something, just like a random like thing, and it's like giving him a makeover. And it's like very like early 2000s, like Princess Diaries. Be like, we turn her from this into a princess.
Because
like,
if Agnes was that powerful to take Quicksilver from this alternate universe, she would not need to be in this show. She would not need to be with
she
Wanda.
pulled him out of nowhere.
So
I feel like it was using Wanda's Nexus being powers. Like, she was in either she was in close proximity with Wanda, so she had access to parallel dimensions, or Wanda unconsciously, kind of like how she created the Hex, was trying to basically like bring back some essence of Pietro, but she couldn't bring someone who's dead out. So she brought the next best thing, Peter Maximoff.
I see what you're saying.
So I think that it was Wanda, but Agnes then was like, oh, let me mess with her.
Yeah.
You know?
I could see that. Welcome, more people in the chat. Josh Anderson says, subbed, but first time in the live chat. How's everyone? Thank you for subbing.
Hi.
Means a lot. We're doing great. We're now almost 7 hours away from WandaVision, so we're pretty hyped. Can't wait. Can stay up all night, and we'll be back here tomorrow to talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Kendrick says, I don't think this is going to happen, but what if Tobey Maguire showed up?
I mean, I don't think so, but for Spider-Man or Doctor Strange, yes. Yes.
That would no one would be able to log into Disney Plus tomorrow. it would blow up.
Make him a pizza delivery guy.
That
I
know.
What I said.
Pizza time. Please stand by. That would be amazing.
Sorry. That'd be so good.
I don't think it'll say please stand by tonight though.
It would be like pizza stand by.
Pizza stand by.
No, it'd probably be like
pizza stand by.
What if it's like a lost signal thing where it's just like the static, like something like that?
Yeah, or it's web. I don't know.
Web? Because Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Oh. Or what? I mean, it might just be like the credits, or honestly, maybe just nothing, and then just go into like the WandaVision, like cool little like light show, you know?
Yeah, I would still be beyond thrilled if they have a secret 10th episode that we don't know about. Josh says, I think we still have another cameo leading into a cliffhanger ending, but will lead into Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2. Okay, cool. So we were just talking about that. You must have missed it. I think it's hard because Doctor Strange is confirmed to be in Spider-Man 3, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
As like the new mentor figure for Iron Man. So we know that WandaVision is going directly into Doctor Strange 2. Mm-hmm. So it's not crazy of you to think that it's also going to tie into Spider-Man 3.
Because I mean, it's going to be with the whole like multiverse thing and Spider-Man having like Alfred Molina and like everyone coming back.
Yeah.
And
so
Kirsten Dunst,
that should force my hand to want to believe that Quicksilver is from the Fox universe. Right. But I still don't believe that that's what it is.
The thing is, like, they have all of this at their disposal. They have not only like the deal with Sony, but they literally own the X-Men now. So they can just be like,
Yeah.
we have Wanda, we have the X-Men, we have all of this. It already exists. We already confirmed the multiverse exists.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Like, it would make sense, right? Like, obviously, it could still not happen, but they have the pieces right there.
Just like pizza. Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Welcome Alan Wheeler in the house.
Oh, hello.
It's going to be Jimmy Woo's brother.
Oh,
Timmy Woo.
I would love that. But it's John Krasinski. He's adopted.
I think there might be something weird happening to the children in Westview. So interesting
yeah.
about that is when it had the flashback showing Wanda drive through, there were no children to be seen.
And they just showed up for the Halloween episode pretty much.
And that's when Quicksilver asked, how are you doing it? So it's...
It was for that? Or was it because he just got there? Or because of the kids?
No, remember he said, where have they been? Where have you been hiding the kids?
Oh.
Like, how are you doing this? And he's like, I'm impressed.
Was everyone
Which is
in
technically
Westview
Agatha,
like infertile? So. And then suddenly all have like...
That's why they're all so depressed.
Teenagers? Well, not teenagers, preteens, I guess. Kids.
Yeah.
Youngins.
Younglings.
Magic Spider-Man.
Good thing to point out, though. That's another unanswered question I think we need kind of figured out in this last episode.
Also, with the whole thing, like with the for the children, no children showing up, and then like the whole thing with Dottie organizing the thing for children. I've been wondering this for the longest time. Like, was Agatha just trying to like use Dottie as a red herring? There was like this very weird theory that I saw that Dottie is Emma Frost from the X-Men, which would be pretty damn cool, but I don't really think that's gonna happen. But she fits the part though. Yeah. And they were saying that like maybe that's also another reason why Wanda has so much power, because she has another very powerful like mind being nearby.
Yeah.
Because she can fully make people see things that are not there too.
Yeah.
So it would make sense. Although I don't think they're doing that.
Josh,
but then what's the deal with her though? Like, I think it's either like super misdirecty, but I kind of want them to address it, because I'm just like, you can't just frame this poor woman. Like, sure, she looks like, you know, Karen Lana Del Rey, but like, like at the same time, like she did nothing wrong except like be the queen bee of the PTA. Like, give her a break. She seems nice.
She does. She does.
Like, she just, maybe the script was making her to be kind of a little bit meaner, but like, she wasn't really mean. She was kind of looking at Wanda like worried. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, she's trapped in this too. So sorry, I round for like 50 different like points.
That's okay.
There.
That's okay. Josh again says, I think the rabbit Senor Scratchy is actually Agnes. I keep wanting to say Angus. Agnes / Agatha's son from the comics, Nicholas Scratch. And she transmuted into a rabbit to hide him from the bigger bad, and she needs Wanda's help. Okay, cool.
That was she was like taking her kids,
writing it out so articulately.
And like maybe she just couldn't take him, like get him out of that shape, even though like, I mean, Agnes is pretty powerful. So like
maybe it was a curse by another witch. Remember, she did mention like if you're in another witch's like
in their like little
dojo
with the dojo. You've been watching too much Cobra Kai. But like yeah, like they have like the protection symbols that make it impossible for another witch to cast spells. But the thing is, like, would they have put a seal on the Mr. Scratchy? Also, what the hell is up with Ralph?
That's another unanswered question that we need.
Like, I thought maybe Senor Scratchy is Ralph.
Okay, well, going back to that, how, you know, relating it back to what we said earlier about
wait, but she knows transmutation and like transformative magic and transfiguration, because she switched the little bug into like a bird. And then so
the rabbit's got to be somebody.
It has to, but like maybe she can't do it to like humans, but like,
Or
If
maybe
she
he
already
was
knows
just
how to
bad
do
and
it.
she was like, rabbit.
Yeah, it's like you get only bugs now.
Okay, so back to what I was saying, like with the Ralph thing,
Mm-hmm.
is it similar to the situation with the aerospace engineer where it was mentioned so many times, if there is no Ralph, will you be disappointed?
Well, I think it might also be because I don't think I'd be too disappointed if just she made up Ralph, because one of the things that she was like giving Monica like trouble for was because she had no husband and blah blah blah. So she just wanted to fit in. So she's like, "Oh, I'll make up my life. I have a husband. He lives in Canada.
Kind of just playing
He
the
goes to
part.
another school, but I have like basically being like covering her bases, be like, "Yeah, I have a husband. He's real. Human one and tall." Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ralph might be the big bad, and Agnes, dang it, is
You
bound
call her
to
Agatha.
Agatha is bound to him somehow, hence married to him.
Definitely. Like
Good
at one
point.
point I said like what if that's like not to bring back Mephisto, but I said like what if that was Mephisto and basically she's hiding him as like her familiar even though that's like her boss technically. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, if Mr. Scratchy is just a very like pampered bunny that's like just that'd be kind of
eats
funny.
birds?
Who eats
For everyone listening, what is like what do you make of the director's comments on the fact that he said many people will be disappointed with the finale? It's a very interesting. Someone get a Han.
a burger
Someone
and it
get
says
Han a
Karen Lana
burger.
Del Rey has to be the best thing ever. Thank you. But yeah, you need to eat. We need to get eating. You're so
What does that
hungry.
mean?
No, because you
Oh.
keep using Angus.
Oh,
Like
thank
Angus
you.
beef. You got some beef with Agnes?
I would
He's
love
got
a
some
hamburger.
beef.
Actually, it sounds really good.
It
A
does.
Han burger.
I'm so hungry. We're just making so many like dumb food and just regular puns that I'm just like, are we even talking about the show anymore? Are we gonna just memeing it?
Exactly. I forgot what I was gonna say now, but what do you guys
Ralph
think about
or
the fact
something?
that the director said like
Oh,
many
right.
people will be disappointed? I find that very interesting. Like,
I think
why
he's
would you
trying
say
to
that?
like, what if it's reverse psychology? He's like, hey guys, don't be too excited, and then it's like, you know.
See, I don't like that either. But it's like, I'm surprised he was even allowed to say that.
I think he's just trying to be like, hey guys, like I know you guys have a lot of stuff that you want to happen, but like this is one story that we're telling.
But thank you for bringing that up, because Kevin Feige gives like all of his people like scripted things to say. Kevin Feige knew he was going. He plans the press tour, like Disney plans the press tours.
Yeah.
He was saying this to EW, not like some stranger on the street.
Right.
So it's like that was. It's been seen by 100 other people. Like the questions, like when you interview someone, they're prepared on what's going to be asked. So it's like maybe it was to give us false hope, like going into it to be disappointed. But at the same time, it's like, why would you want to do that? Because I've never seen that before. I mean, unless it's like a director who has left a project,
right?
I've never seen someone be like, "Oh, they're gonna be disappointed."
True.
Like, what was that movie where?
I mean, what movie?
The movie where the director left and he was like, "It's gonna suck," or I can't remember what it was. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say that. I mean, just keep going about how there's so many things that are being asked of this, and I mean you can't just go and do every single one. You can't go do Mephisto, the X-Men, like have Ralph be this person and Pietro be this, and just have that all happen at the same time. It's a little bit too much, a little bit too overwhelming. So they're gonna have to do like certain things, and they're not gonna be able to follow every single comic storyline at the same time. Because I mean, it's been retconned and like redone and undone. I mean, House of M like went back and forth pretty much, like more mutants. No, there was like a new place with just mutants and there was no more mutants. But then there was like no more mutants and stuff like that. Like you can't do everything at the same time while also keeping in line with the MCU and also going forward with the MCU. So it's going to have to be one certain thing. Sure, with like Doctor Strange being there's a million possibilities. and millions like of multiverses and like different timelines, we're gonna get one. So whatever we get is the one that we're getting. So I don't think people should be too disappointed unless they were like, it was a dream all along. And also
that would make
like,
everyone mad.
Yeah, like as long as they don't do that or be like, yeah, so Wanda should have just taken her Lexapro or something. Like, I think we're gonna be fine. I think we're gonna be fine. And Wanda should probably take her Lexapro, but you know,
and
we go
we're
to therapy first still.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see the finale. If you're listening right now, we do host the after show here on the YouTube, Facebook, and the Twitch as well, so you can check it out at 12 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll talk about everything. We'll answer your questions, and we'll discuss whether it was good or whether it was bad, and give our overall review of the show.
I'll ship my overalls.
Oh my god!
We can do. Oh my god! For the next one, for sure.
Overall reviews.
Overall review.
I actually like that. It's a good idea.
Also, we should name our Marvel like stuff like overall, like not to say overall again, but like we should call it Pizza Time with Han.
I love it. I love that.
Something like that.
And we have pizza every episode.
Yes. Oh my god, it's gonna be bad for the diet, but good for the taste buds. That can be the. Sorry, I'm just gonna stop.
Tag.
Yeah, that's
I like that.
Hello, taste buds. Like, I don't know. That's so cringy. I'm so sorry.
Do you have anything else? That's all I really had about this pre-show.
Couple things I want. I mean, we already kind of got like an in-between thing for Photon's outfit. I do want her to like at least like say her name and like have some semblance of what her like next phase is gonna be. That would be cool. I would like to see Wanda not be too sad. I want her to actually come out of this stronger. I do think like it's very possible that she would have like a breakdown and like break reality, but at the same time, she kind of already did that. So I think this is about her coming to terms with her loss. So I would hope that it basically ends in like a bittersweet note.
Yeah.
Kind of like with the whole like house to grow old, and like what if she just builds it and has her life maybe with her kids and just still moves forward from this being stronger. Of course, with the whole like Scarlet Witch thing, like I don't know if that's like entirely what they're gonna go for, but it'd be nice. Like I don't want her to have to suffer just because she's suffered and that's what she has been dealt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to suffer, but I also want it to be a good story. So at the same time, I'm like, I mean, yeah, Vision's gonna have to go, but I don't want it to happen.
I know.
And
it'll be
stuff like
sad.
that. And like I just want. I know it's a big ask, but it would be cool to have Darcy also develop some sort of power in some capacity, but I don't think
Probably
so.
will.
But maybe kind of like I think I mentioned it like in a previous episode, how there was like a character from the Loki comics who's basically like a human lie detector, and that could tie in into the Loki show.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool. But honestly, I don't know what else to say right now.
Well, Alan has something to say. I think it would be cool if at the end she ended up building the house and it becomes the school for the exceptional children or whatever it's called. Mutants? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like that's the name of the X-Men school. Like Charles Xavier.
Oh, it's called School
like
for Exceptional Children?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exceptional Children.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so
that is
I think
very
that's
big
really
possibility.
Awesome. I think so. Like she can be like, no, more people like me.
I haven't heard that theory before. That's good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I think that would be like ideal. I think
that'd be a great way to do it.
Because then she could also be like, oh, I didn't have like a support system for growing up with this kind of power, and I didn't know how to harness it, or that I even had it, and that it's not something to be afraid of. Like she's always been her whole life.
Yeah. So
that would be like a really cool way to like tie it all together and be like, no, I'm gonna do better for the next generation, for the first class of sorry. I don't know. And then hopefully Pietro can stay. He'd be like, nah, my name's Peter. Still Maximoff though. Some people were saying this, and I know it's not going to happen, but I want a scene like his scenes in the Fox movies where he does like the runny thing.
Oh, like the
And the
time
sweet
stops.
dreams are made of these, or like time in a bottle, but do it like to, I don't know, like, I don't know, something cool. Maybe like a tiny little moment.
Well, Josh thinks it's leading to mutants as well.
Yes.
I think it's very likely.
It has to, yeah.
In the comics, Scarlet Witch is considered a mutant.
Yes. So
but
there was like a
this
comic where they like had retconned it, kind of like how they did in the MCU, where it was like, oh, the Mind Stone did it. But then WandaVision was like, no. She was told that it was the Mind Stone. But it basically just unleashed her powers.
In this world,
like with Quicksilver too.
She's not a mutant.
No, so I think they're basically, this show is basically, sorry, I'm saying basically a lot.
Because she feels like just more of like just a witch, a spellbender.
Right. Spellbender, nice. I mean, it could be both ways. Like, she is the Scarlet Witch and she is still the Scarlet Witch in the comics, but she is able to still be a mutant, I think. Because her whole thing is that her power originally was like possibility manipulation. What was it? Variability, something like that. Like but then she was also the Scarlet Witch. So that unleashed her like reality and chaos magic powers. So I think she's both.
Okay.
And in the MCU, they had been like, oh no, she was like experimented on. But now they're showing that she had all this power and it only got like unleashed and like exponentially larger once she got in contact with the Mind Stone. Kind of like how there's some mutants that just have like, oh, I'm lucky. Like you have Domino from like the Deadpool universe. She's just like, oh yeah, I have good luck. I can make stuff go really well for me. And there's ones that can be like invisible or like blow things up with their mind. There's like, oh, I'm Dazzler. I make cool little light shows, and I'm also like super blinding, stuff like that. So I think mutation can be a large variety like of states. Like you have different capacities of it. Like you can still be a mutant even though you just do like Deku's mom in My Hero. Like she can lift small objects, but she's as much of a powerful person as All Might.
Yeah.
Or like Eraserhead, even though like their powers are completely different.
Good way to put it. Yeah. Yes, Josh, the after show is tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time. For the rest of you as well, we'll be back here discussing the finale there.
Oh, the Vision School. That would also kind of tie it in with not only like with the Spider-Verse thing, because doesn't Miles Morales go to the Vision School?
In
like Into the Spider-Verse, movie? Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't know.
It's all coming together.
That's a good thing to point out.
Sorry,
too, yeah.
I've watched the movie like a million times, and I'm like pretty sure it's called Visions. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And I mean, it would tie into the whole like weird like name of the one kid from Spider-Man in the first episode or two.
Yeah.
That would be like a weird way to say it, but that would be so cool. Also, Visions is also the name of the anime Star Wars show we're getting, but that's completely unrelated. Yeah. But I'm really excited for that too. And the whole thing, like channeling love, like grief into love, would go into like what Vision wanted Wanda to feel. So I think that would be like bringing it full circle really well as well. Like in addition to like helping those like her as well. Yeah,
which is why I don't think she'll turn evil.
Right. I mean, she's
Vision
not evil.
was so good-hearted.
Like she's clearly not evil. She just had a lot going on with her. Like she's just a troubled person. But at her core, what did I say?
No, I'm sorry. Luca is cracking me up. Billy's the best, and Tommy, Billy and Tommy are the best. Wiccan and Speed. Do you guys like the twins?
I do like them. I think they're really cool. I want to see them as like, I know I already mentioned this, but I want to see them as the Young Avengers and like as teenagers growing up. And I want them, I know they're bringing like America for, wait, is America Ferrera the actress or the character? I'm like, America Chavez, America Ferrera is Ugly Betty. meant to say America Chavez and Kamala Khan and like all the characters and like Hulkling. I want them to bring them all together. And like with Kate Bishop with Hawkeye, I think they're going towards Young Avengers. And I cannot wait. Also, I hope they don't straight wash them.
I can't.
Because they're really cool representation. Billy and Tommy.
I know it sounds like I doubt Kevin Feige all the time, but with the Young Avengers, with the Young Avengers idea, I don't think that is profitable.
Really?
I don't. I think it'll be.
Like
I think they'll be great. They'll be great. I just don't think they will be as successful as any of the other.
It sounds like a spinoff kind of thing.
No, because it's what made the first 3 independent trilogies, like character trilogies, so successful. The Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor movies.
Big names, I guess.
Kinda, I guess. But I think what made all these movies so like to take them seriously is they're grown adults. And they're kind of old. Like Iron Man is an old guy, and Benedict Cumberbatch is kind of old. Like we look at them and we're like, okay, I can look up to this person. And young castings, young people in roles are typically reserved for either television or young adult movies, which, and they try and like implement. This is just my personal opinion, but I think it would be really hard for them to market a Young Avengers movie, especially with their main demographic is our age group, the 22 to 32 at this point, because we grew up with like Iron Man and all that kind of stuff, and we've just been so attached to a bunch of old people for so long.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to start them off in a TV show.
Yeah.
Because that, I think if they're going to do it, they got to jump into a movie.
Right. So I kind of think that doesn't really have to be the case. Sure, right now, like the shows that we have had with like younger protagonists, kind of like Runaways and stuff, it hasn't been as successful because it's gone in conjunction or going like against show like movies like Iron Man, like Captain America, like Thor and whatnot. But I think because they're meant to be like a continuation and like the next generation. I mean, people love Shuri. She's not Black Panther and she's young, but people love Shuri. So I think how they're going to introduce them as like their successors, I think it should be okay because they're going to be appearing and we're going to see them grow. And then they're going to be their full-fledged, like not adult, but like, you know, like have their own opinions and personalities, you know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like if they transition them with the older people kind of passing the baton down, not so hastily, but in like a single movie for each one. Like, for example, Doctor Strange is like, hey, young whippersnapper, here's my wand. Let me show you how to use it for an hour and a half. And then the next movie, it's just about Dr. Whippersnapper and his wand.
I think Luca, I mean they're already kind of doing this because now they introduced Billy and Tommy, but they're also bringing like, hey, Kate Bishop, a character that people really love in the comics, is gonna be in Hawkeye. We have Kamala Khan showing up in Captain Marvel 2. Yeah, we have all these characters coming in. We already have like She-Hulk coming up. Like she's not Hulk, but she's pretty beloved by people. I mean, sure, she's not like a teenager, but it's already like new characters. They're even bringing like Natalie Portman back as Thor. They're already going into the next. I know. I'm so excited. I feel like there's enough space in the MCU that it doesn't really matter that we had big actors before. Because I mean, it could turn kind of like another Star Wars, like a place to discover new talent, which is what they're doing. Also, the Spider-Man movies are pretty successful and they have a very young looking guy going through high school, and that's like part of the charm that he's like growing up along with these characters.
That is interesting. You know, I think they could make an absolute crappy Spider-Man movie and it would still make tons of money.
So there's something
there's something about I guess so, yeah. There's something about Spider-Man that everybody loves. He's my favorite. He's my favorite.
At least when like I mean, like growing up for sure, yeah. right now, like there's a lot of competition, and I love like so many Marvel characters so much. But like for sure, even when I didn't really know that much about other characters from Marvel that much, Spider-Man. I mean, it's Spider-Man. Like who doesn't love Spider-Man? You'd have to be crazy.
You're crazy.
Or like, you know, the Green Goblin or something.
Luca
Hi,
is
Luca.
cracking me up. It's so fun. This is Luca. This is how I read your messages. Let's keep the actors for Billy and Tommy. Billy and Tommy will be Doctor Strange too. Billy's best twin. Billy. Wiccan. Billy. Oh yeah, sure, he's the best.
Wait.
What?
Oh no, yeah, Billy is Wiccan. I'm just like, I keep always, because like it's just shortened so much that I'm just like, which one's which one? I keep forgetting. I know who they are, but like I always mix
Benedict
them up.
Cumberbatch is only 2 years older than me now. I feel okay. He's not. I didn't mean like old. I just meant like he's like a sophisticated looking
he's
man.
Like a full-grown adult is what you mean. Like he's not like a child.
Yeah, it's the way he carries
like,
himself.
I'm old too.
Benedict Cumberbatch carries himself as
Gravitas.
as this like he's as like an experienced guy. Like he's seen the world and like lived for 100 years, but he's like 20, so maybe he's a vampire. I don't know, but don't feel bad, Josh. I'm sorry. I feel old every day. I felt old when they announced that
oh god,
what just turned like 30 or 20 years old. What was it?
So many things are just hurting me. Oh my god,
it's like Rugrats or something.
Oh my, yeah. I think because they did the announcement for the new Rugrats, yeah. And they were just like, "Oh yeah, Pokemon's 25th anniversary." And I'm like, the Switch is 4 years old. I got a Switch last year.
Hi, Zach. Welcome to the. Oh, where'd you go? Hi, Zach. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you, guys. If there's some other people joining us, send in your theories. What's some unanswered questions from this show you want to see answered in the finale? Put them in the chat and we'll talk about them. We've talked about a lot already. The big one was, of course, for me, the most interesting thing I think that happened was the director saying people will be disappointed. I'm just fascinated by that.
Like if it's like some sort of like weird advertisement stunts, you mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good
thing. They don't
need
it
yeah.
though. Like everyone's talking about WandaVision.
Like, that's also. I thought you meant like a part of an ad that's going to be in the show.
Well, like how?
Like maybe that they'll have like a commercial in there that's like for.
What if it gets super meta and they're announcing WandaVision during their like?
I could see that do it. I would love that, honestly. I would really love that.
Really cool, actually.
I would think that'd be really cool.
Or what if it's like, since like it's gonna go into Doctor Strange, what if they do something like go to where was the oh my god, we just watched Doctor Strange. I was gonna say Doctor Sleep, which we also just watched, but like the place where Doctor Strange went in like Nepal.
I don't know.
But what if it's like some travel ad about that? But then it could be like, oh, New York.
Oh, that yeah, that would be cool.
Like some sort of like travel thing, be like the mystical, magical lands of maybe that could be a little bit weird though.
Can I just say something real quick? Because there's some more people in here. We did just celebrate 100 episodes on the Hunt Talks First podcast on Monday. So this is episode 101. So thank you guys for joining us. If you haven't watched the 100th episode spectacular, I highly recommend going to check it out. There was tons of guests, and it was one of my favorite shows we've done so far. And I think you'll enjoy it. And if anything, if you could just, give it a like, give this video a like, it helps so much. And we really appreciate you guys being here and sending in your thoughts. My new favorite YouTuber. Wow.
You're so good.
That's amazing.
Hello,
thanks for joining us. You're my favorite YouTuber. Now. Oh. No. Do you have anything else about WandaVision you want to express?
I keep like coming up with stuff like later, but not when I'm asked, which is kind of terrible. I'm so sorry. But right now I kind of feel like I shouldn't be saying that much more, just because to get too ahead of ourselves and just have more to talk about tomorrow. I feel it would be what if we asked the question that you're asking? Can Vision hear? Or do you mean Paul Bettany?
Oh, okay. I brought something up interesting.
Do you mean the actor?
Paul Bettany.
Okay. Do you think he has like a little like earpiece in there?
Well, let's give context. So I was asking her earlier because we were looking at pictures of Vision. Let me pull it up real quick. So in this picture, you can see where'd it go? There it is. So his makeup, his wardrobe, his ears are covered up, and I'm wondering, how does he hear on set with those like ear caps on? I love that they like hid his ears, but we were kind of talking about like how can he hear, and I didn't think about earpiece. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I feel like it's either really thin, like latexy material, like some sort of like spirit gum attachments, or earpiece, or both, honestly, because that way it could be a little bit more accessible for him to still be able to hear.
Or it's like this, where it's like a pop
Meshy.
filter, and you can just hear through it.
Maybe.
And we don't see it because it's painted over. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing and liking the video, Luca. Thank you so much. There's also a podcast if you want to check that out too. There's way more content on the podcast than there is on the YouTube. But yeah, I think we've kind of covered everything. Someone did ask, do we think Billy and Tommy are real? We talked about that earlier. I think they are not. Chris had an interesting theory that maybe they are a part of Wanda, not in a spiritual way, but in like a.
It can be both, like her powers, but I also said, like, what if it's like when you have a certain surgery, you take part of your own self and you put it somewhere else? What if she did that and, like I said, it was like kidneys, like her kidneys turned into her kids? I know it's a little bit too out there, but like it would be pretty cool. Kind of weird though.
And her liver turned into her lover, Vision.
So the thing is with Vision, since he wasn't like a organic being, I think that she just like somehow made vibranium, because how other way could Hayward put a tracker on Vision? That's one thing I have like multiple concerns about.
If she made vibranium, that's a game changer.
She's like
for the entire MCU.
Right. Either Hayward was like just tracking because of like the visuals on Vision, or Wanda's just like extremely even more OP than anyone ever thought, because I mean she has chaos magic. She can pretty much just make it. So maybe she made vibranium. I mean, she can just literally be like, hey Wakanda, I got an even bigger source of vibranium. I can just be like and be like, make so much money. It's like, don't make weapons.
Maybe. Well, you want to sign off?
Sure.
Yeah. We will be back tomorrow, guys. We are done for today, but thank you guys so much for joining us. We're coming back tomorrow live at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Pacific. And you can join us there, and we'll talk about the finale. We'll talk about everything that happened. And oh
my God, use his call. I hope he doesn't come back.
Alyssa's clock. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Everyone who's joined in the chat.
Andy Serkis should have another character though.
Huh?
Andy Serkis. I mean, he can do CGI, so he can just do.
Whatever
he wants.
What if he's the cameo?
I'm kidding.
That's coming in.
Would he have? Oh, he wouldn't have worked with Paul Bettany, so maybe.
No, that's a possibility. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, we keep getting off track, but.
Yeah, thank you guys again. We will be back tomorrow, and then on Monday with the Star Wars topic. I got a great guest coming up really soon, someone who has worked on Star Wars before, so you're going to want to check it out. Until then, go to the podcast and like subscribe to the channel and like this video, and do whatever makes you comfortable, and
just have a good night.
Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Hopefully have a little bit of rest before WandaVision if you go to watch. But yeah, have some nice little cozy drink. Get all cozied up.
Yeah, we drink tea every time we watch it, so
yeah, to like calm down the nerves. I'm kidding. Just to be nice and cozy. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hello, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah, everyone who participated today, thank you so much.
Yeah, everyone.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah,
we are
so cool. Thank you.
6 hours 45 minutes away. So good luck, everybody. I hope you enjoy it.
See you on the next side.
We'll see you really soon.
Bye.
Bye.